for two, 39. 39's that price right there. See how it's the top of the max trade? See how it's the very top of the max trade itself? Right there, 39 evens. So that's the starting point, and it goes up by one tick into 25. So we managed to build a two lot in that trade, and we went from 39 obviously on the sell down to a low price there of 32.5. 39 down to 32.5 obviously. So a pretty good little bit of business. You can see that, a pretty good little bit of business for anybody that was trading on that particular process. And that's what we're trying to build, isn't it? We're trying to build out some of the P&L on this based on a three lot trade, so that you guys get a better feel for how it's possible to kind of start slowly, and it is very slowly building out the process. And this is now the P&L that we've got on that same account, guys. So we went from $4,800, we're now at $5,900. We're up $1,100 since the last time we took a screenshot. So $1,100, that's, remember, 3 contracts. 3 contracts. So you can understand the process a little bit better, can't you? You can understand how this process could fit into these trade ideas here. Where I've put the red lines, that's where the sell limit orders have been, and the buy limit orders and the sell limit orders. So you can see the process during those little sections of activity. And we've been able to sell into that process. We've been able to buy into this process here and sell into this process. And we've now got down to some pretty good numbers, right? We've been able to take it from $4,000, $4,800 to $5,900, $1,100 on a three lot trade basis in the last 3 trades. So I'm happy with that. I don't know how, what anybody thinks of it, but I'm quite happy with that kind of performance in terms of profit and loss account. And obviously it's about I suppose managing out your expectations on some of these trade ideas as well, because I'm managing these trades. I'm not leaving them just as simple $50 targets. I'm actually trying to manage out the positions, and if it starts doubling back, I just literally just press the big close button and get rid of the whole position in one go. So I'm not taking any chances with it. I'm trying to leave it as long as possible. And as I said, we've put on $1,100 in the last 15 minutes. So 1,100. If you could make $1,100 every 15 minutes, I think you'd be quite happy. But that's unusual, because the previous 15 minutes there hadn't been a single trade. So when you look back at the last 4 trades we've had since the kind of cash open really got underway, we obviously can understand the process again and the way that it's worked. So going back into the process, we can see that the first trade we had was this sell trade at 43s, and you saw that did pretty good business, and then it dropped down, and then we've had this series of 3 trades where we got the short trade, the buy trade, and then the short trade back into the business again here. So we've had 4 very, very nice trades in a row there. So we've been able to just keep rattling the money up. Been able to rattle the money up so far, so it's doing all right, guys. It's doing all right as it stands at the moment. Happy enough with that bit of business. Bonds, long bonds came back down to the 9s again, so another tester for anybody that wants to do a bit of hard lifting, a bit of hard graft. Now, we lost the inflation break-evens on the second retest, but we regained it on the third retest. And it was the third retest that took you down to 8s and 9s, and it allowed you to buy back in on the Treasury bonds. But it only went 8s and 9s up to a high price of 12, so it's still 4 ticks on the long bond itself, 4 ticks on the long bond. The break-evens have given us a strong lift, starting to evolve into that, and we're starting to see the inflation break-evens working hard in our favor as well. So there's a lot of evidence to suggest that we should be able to make some money off this low price, for God's sake. But they're obviously running the piss take, basically. They're running the piss take program against everybody. They know everybody knows that it's a buy on bonds, and they're just trying to take people off the trade, guys. That's all they're trying to do. And if you understand that, you don't get pissed off with it. You just take advantage of it. That's what I mean, Reeve. It should be an absolute cast iron buy opportunity. Do you know what I mean? But because of the time of the day, they're just taking the piss. They're just taking the piss. They're just trying to get people to throw away positions in the ultra bond, for example, at 9s and 10s, and because of that, I'm trying to buy 9s and 10s. I'm buying as many ultras as I can get at 9s and 10s at the moment, and every time I buy an ultra at 9s and 10s, it's going up to 15s without even blinking. Without even blinking, it's moving higher, and it's a kind of rapid response, because it's just, as I said, it's just a bit of a piss take just now. So you know it's happening, so you just get your stops in at break even, and if it scratches you, it scratches you, and if it doesn't, well, you might well be in for an upside this afternoon, guys. But obviously that's going to be bad news for equities if that does take off. I think the obvious idea here is that if equities start breaking lower still, then bonds could start seeing some hedge flow cash coming in. So beta hedgers might start buying some bonds as well.